Before you download that app again. Before you ask her out again. Before you text someone new again. Stop. Because if you do not watch this first, you are about to repeat the same mistake you already made. And this time, it will cost you more than just your heart. Most men who get hurt in relationships do not heal. They just find someone new and bleed on them. That is the truth nobody is saying out loud. And if that sentence bothered you, good. Because this video was made for you. What you are about to hear is not dating advice. It is not tips on texting. It is not how to impress women. It is not pickup lines or mind games. This is something deeper. This is the conversation men are not having with themselves. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why your past relationships failed. You will understand what you brought into those relationships that destroyed them. And you will understand what you must fix before you ever try again.
Attention.
This matters. Here is something most men never ask themselves after a breakup. Not what did she do wrong? But what did I bring into that relationship broken? Because here is the real problem. Most men do not enter dating healed. They enter dating hungry. Hungry for validation. Hungry for someone to fill the silence. Hungry for a woman to make them feel like they are enough. And hunger is dangerous in dating. A hungry man does not choose wisely. A hungry man settles. A hungry man ignores every red flag because he is scared of being alone. A hungry man gives everything too fast because he is terrified she will leave. And then when she does leave, he calls it bad luck. It is not bad luck. It is a pattern. And the pattern lives inside you, not inside her. Think about your last relationship. Be honest for a second. Did you fall in love with her, or did you fall in love with how she made you feel about yourself? That is a question most men cannot answer honestly. Because most men confuse the two. She gave you attention and suddenly you felt important. She made you laugh and suddenly life felt lighter. She chose you and suddenly you felt worthy. And you called that love. But that was not love. That was dependency wearing a disguise. Because the moment she pulled back, your whole world collapsed. The moment she changed, you panicked. The moment she became unavailable, you became someone you did not recognize. Sending messages you are ashamed of. Saying things that made you look weak. Doing things that lowered your self-respect. Not because she was so powerful. Because your peace was sitting in her hands. And no woman should ever hold your peace. That is your job. Here is what nobody tells young men about dating. You cannot build a healthy relationship from an empty foundation. Imagine trying to build a house on sand. You can use the best materials. You can work harder than anyone. But the moment pressure hits, the whole thing sinks. That is what happens when emotionally unprepared men enter relationships. They try harder than anyone. They give more than they should. They sacrifice things they should never have touched. But the foundation is wrong. And a wrong foundation will always crack under pressure. The pressure of disagreement. The pressure of distance. The pressure of her changing. The pressure of not feeling chosen every single day. Men with no internal foundation break under that pressure. Men with no internal foundation beg under that pressure. Men with no internal foundation make decisions that destroy their dignity under that pressure. That is why you must build yourself before you build something with someone else. Now let me tell you something about attraction that most men get completely backwards. Men think attraction is about what you do for a woman. So they do more. They pay more. They text more. They show up more. They try harder. And the woman they are trying to impress becomes less interested. And the man cannot understand why he thinks she needs more effort. So he gives more effort. She pulls back further. He chases harder. And that spiral continues until he is completely drained and she is completely gone. Here is what he missed. Attraction is not built by what you do for her. Attraction is built by how solid you are as a man. A solid man does not panic when she does not reply. A solid man does not change his opinions to match hers. A solid man does not cancel his plans to chase her schedule. A solid man does not shrink himself to make her comfortable. A solid man has a life. A direction. a standard, a boundary. And that solidity is more attractive than anything money can buy or effort can perform. Women are not attracted to effort. They are attracted to strength. And strength is not loud. Strength is steady. Let me give you the picture most men never see. Two men. Same situation. A woman they like stops replying. Man 1 immediately spirals. He checks her social media. He sends a follow-up message. Then another one just to clarify. Then a casual one to seem relaxed. He loses sleep. He loses focus at work. He tells his friends about it. 3 days later he is still thinking about a woman who has already moved on. Man 2 notices she stopped replying. He acknowledges that it bothers him slightly. Then he goes back to his workout, his project, his goals, his life. If she comes back, fine. If she does not, his life is still intact. The difference between those two men is not confidence. It is not looks. It is not money. It is whether they had a life worth returning to. Man 1 had nothing to return to. His whole emotional world was orbiting her. Man 2 had something. And that something protected him. That is what you need before you date again. Something to return to. A life that exists completely with or without her. Now let me talk about the part men skip every single time. The healing part. After a painful relationship, most men do one of two things. They either distract themselves immediately with someone new, or they lock up completely and call it strength. Neither one is healing. Jumping into something new is just moving the wound from one place to another. You bring your unresolved anger into the next relationship. Your unresolved insecurity into the next relationship. Your unresolved patterns into the next relationship. And the next woman pays for what someone else started. That is not fair to her. And it is not fair to you. Because you deserve to start something clean. Not something contaminated by everything you never processed. The men who keep attracting the same painful situations are not unlucky, they are unhealed. And unhealed men will always recreate familiar pain. Because familiar pain is comfortable. Even when it is destroying you. So what does healing actually look like for a man? It is not crying for a year. It is not going on a retreat. It is not reading one self-help book and calling yourself fixed. It looks like this. Sitting with the discomfort instead of running from it. Asking yourself hard questions and answering them honestly. Understanding your own patterns without defending them. Rebuilding discipline in areas you abandoned for her. Returning to yourself. Because during that relationship, you lost parts of yourself. The hobbies you dropped because she did not share them. The friends you distanced because she felt uncomfortable. The goals you slowed down because she needed more of your time. The boundaries you abandoned because you were scared to lose her. You need those back, not to punish her, not to prove something, because they were yours. And a man without his own identity is a man who will always be controlled by whoever he is with. Here is the final thing you need to understand before you date again. A relationship does not complete a man. A relationship reveals a man. It reveals his patience, his security, his values, his ability to communicate, his ability to lead, his ability to handle pressure without falling apart. And if you have not done the work on those things, a relationship will expose every crack. Not because she is testing you. Because life is testing you. And the man who enters a relationship unready will fail that test every time. Then blame the woman. Then find someone new. Then fail again. Then blame her. That cycle only ends when a man decides to become the answer instead of always searching for one. So before you date again, ask yourself these questions. Do I know who I am without someone choosing me? Do I have peace that does not depend on her mood? Do I have standards I will actually protect? Do I have a direction I am moving in, with or without her? Do I respect myself enough to walk away from what disrespects me? If your honest answer to any of those is no, that is where to start. Not on dating apps. Not on impressing someone new. Not on looking for the right woman. Start there. Inside. With yourself. Because the relationship you build with yourself is the foundation of every relationship you will ever build with someone else. Get that foundation solid. Then date. Date from a place of choice, not need. Date from a place of strength, not fear. Date from a place of fullness, not desperation. And when you show up like that, everything changes. The way women see you changes. The way you choose changes. The way you communicate changes. The way you handle conflict changes. The way you love changes. Not because you found the right person. Because you finally became the right man. If this video made you stop and think, that is exactly what it was designed to do. The best thing you can do right now is be honest with yourself about where you actually are. Not where you want to be. Not where you pretend to be. Where you actually are. That honesty is the beginning. If this hit home, hit that like button. It helps more men find this message who genuinely need it. Subscribe if you are serious about building yourself into the kind of man who enters every room, every relationship, and every conversation from a place of real strength. And if you want to go even deeper, the next video covers exactly why most men attract the same type of woman repeatedly, and how to permanently break that pattern. It is worth your time. Go watch it.